In this video lecture, we'll talk about some more advanced feature of sketching with AMICO, and we'll talk about variables. AMICO sketches can update and receive updates of these variables, and in that way we can make more interactive sketches where one part of the sketch can be used to control the other part of the sketch. In other tutorials, we also see how we can use variables to enable working with spreadsheets and usage of other services such as text-to-speech engines, cameras, or web services. In this tutorial, we'll use variables to enable the rotation of one object, in our case, steering wheel, can control the rotation of other objects. In this case, it will be a simple sketch of a car, so we'll have a kind of simple driving sketch. Okay, in this short tutorial, we'll now show some more advanced interactive option of AMICO. Now, first, we'll create a new project in which we will talk about variables. Okay, now you open the sketching window and we'll start to create a simple sketch. We'll immediately switch to active region mode and add one active region to center of the sketch. Active region can also contain images drawn in similar way as sketch, and in this case we'll draw something like a steering wheel, add a circle and some kind of simple handle which will now appear in the active region. Now you see this image here. With left mouse button I can move the region around, and with left mouse button I can also rotate the region, actually to change the orientation of image shown inside. Now we'll use this interaction to introduce one new concept called variables and Blackboard. Now what's also possible to do at active regions is enable that we can control other objects by updating external space with the rotation and position of this object. In this case, we'll say that rotation of this active region will update variable r within the central blackboard. Now let's see what this actually means. Basically, the idea is that rotation of this object now will update the variable r in the blackboard, and you will see now that this variable is updated with the current orientation of the object, in this case ranging from 0 to 2p. Now updating variable itself is not so interesting, but now let's see how we can use this mechanism to make our sketches more interactive and to enable that one part of the sketch can control the other. We'll draw a new active region, and within it we'll make something like a simple sketch of a car looked from above. We'll add a few more details just to make it more realistic picture of car. The idea is now, of course, to enable that orientation of our steering wheel can be transformed to orientation of a car. In this way, enable us to control where the car looks and where it moves. Now there are a few more settings in active regions that enable us to do so. We can go to transform part of active region settings and choose variable rotation, saying that in this our case the value of this variable will be variable r updated by our steering wheel. And now you see the effect when I'm moving the steering wheel, rotating the steering wheel, I'm in the same time rotating the object associated with it, and I'm using variable r as a glue between these two objects. Now let's make this a little bit more interesting. There are a few more properties of active region. One of them enables you to set the speed of objects within active region, basically saying how fast will object go in current in direction of current orientation. We'll here set, okay, the speed of this car will be 15 pixels per second. And we see now the car is moving around, but we are changing the rotation with our steering wheel, enabling this way to directly control how the car will go and where it will go. Okay, now we can change this speed to something like 35 pixels per second to make it a little bit more effective, it's faster. And you see the car is now moving a little bit faster, but we are still controlling it in the same way as before. Okay, now to illustrate these variables a little bit more and to see what they can do for us, enable to make our sketch more interactive, we also enable now that we can use the part of the sketch to control the speed of the car. So we switch to sketching mode, and add a few buttons, or sketches of a button, on our screen. In this case, we'll put the buttons 0, 10, 30, and 50, representing basically the speed of our car. So the idea is to turn this part of the sketch in active regions, which will then update variable that will control the speed of car. So I add active sketch and I said, okay, left mouse press, I want to update variable, in this case new variable speed, with appropriate value. In first case it will be 0. For our second region, we'll do the same. We'll go to mouse properties, say that on left mouse press we would like to update variable speed, the same variable as in the first case, but with the other value, in this case 10. And we're going to repeat this procedure for next two regions. So going to properties, mouse properties, left button press, variable update speed, in this case with value 30. In the last case, we'll do the same, updating variable speed, but with value 50. Now, you see that in this case, there's still no effect on the speed of the car because we still haven't connected the variable updated by the buttons and the variables controlling the parameters controlling the speed of the car. Now, to do so, we simply go to settings of our active region representing a car, go to transform part, and say that our speed is, instead of fixed value of 45, will actually be equals the variable speed, which means that it will be derived from variable speed. And now let's see how it works. Now you see that as I'm clicking on these buttons, I'm controlling the speed of the car, which can go faster or slower, or can stop completely if I press on button 0. At the same time, I'm rotating the steering wheel and changing the rotation of the car. So in that way, I'm using two variables to control the orientation, direction where the car will go, and the speed of a car. In that way, enabling me to have quite interesting interactive sketch.